I saw a video today that was really kind of funny. Funny and not funny. It was a woman complaining about the manager of her apartment complex has decided to do away with keys and that way, way of entry for apartments. And they've digitalized everything. So now you can get in and out of your apartment with a program on your phone. And the residents were not aware that this was going to happen, and they were caught off guard. And a lot of them were very upset about it because, what if your phone is not working? What if it hasn't been charged? It's there are. I mean, you could lose your keys. Keys could get stolen, your phone could get stolen. I mean, things like this happen. But when you make it digital like that, it makes it harder for everyone else because of the technology issues. We all know technology fails all the time. I don't know if you know too about these the cars, the new cars. They're building in these surveillance systems that they can track your eye movements. And there's kind of controversy about that because they're using lasers to track your eye movements to see if you're watching the road, to see if you're impaired or you're tired. None of that is good. And they can pick up who's in the car, what you're talking about. I'm sure they're listening to you. If they can see you, they're probably listening to you too. They just don't want to tell you that yet. But, the people say that they've been doing that for years, right? I don't know. But to get back to this woman, what was really funny about this was that she was blaming this on capitalism, which is true to an extent. But, the liberal mindset, this is what's wrong with capitalism. She was saying because the technology company wants to make money and that there's got to be a benefit to the landlords too, or, there's got to be something. And so it's all about the money that they make. No, it's all about digital society. That's a government thing. That's a global thing. That's not because of capitalism. They're employing capitalism as an incentive for these companies to do all of these things. Because there's a lot of money in this technology, and sure, all these companies want to, get in on it. All the surveillance systems, the flock cameras, the whatever. Yes, somebody's making money out of that, but it's all a plan from the globalists. This is how they're implementing it. They're using the people to do this to themselves. And she was saying something about, we don't own anything. We don't have any, rights and stuff. And we should have been told that this was going to happen and all this stuff. And they don't own anything. She said that phrase. And it was so interesting to me because it immediately came to my mind, as I'm sure it came to yours. You will own nothing and be happy. Yeah, see, that's exactly what they want. They want to be in control. All of this digital crap that they're putting into society, all these flock cameras that are tracking more than just your marker plate. And it really ticks me off that all the surveillance system, and they can't seem to find criminals. They can't seem to find the missing people. They can't seem to stop the smash and grab people and the thieves and everything. Because, there's surveillance systems everywhere. They should be able to see all of this happening in real time, man. But they can see you walking your dog. They can see you talking to your lover when you're married. They can do a lot of this stuff, right? Because they're watching you. They're not watching the criminals. Hey, criminals are probably working with them. The criminals, not per se working with them, but they benefit the globalists to have crime. Because the more crime there is, the more reason they need their surveillance systems. I don't know how stupid they think we are, but apparently there are a lot of people that are stupid. I saw another video where this man from Russia is over here, and he was appalled at people falling for the socialism, communism dialogue. And he says, take it from him. This is not a good road to go down. But he said, what was funny was he says, The problem is these imbeciles believe in this, and he called them imbeciles, and so they vote in the government leaders, not just here, but anywhere, because they're buying a bill of goods here, like, oh, we're going to have everything. It's going to be equal, and we're going to have all this stuff. So the imbeciles vote in these people because what was funny about his comment was that he went on to say, and there are unfortunately more imbeciles than there are good people. And therein lies the problem. There are more imbeciles in the world than there are smart people. I don't know how we got to this point, but it's just the truth. Look around you, So I don't know. It's just a bad road that we're going down with all this digital stuff. The digital currency and the digital banking, they can cut you off from your bank account. I mean, I suppose they could do that now if they wanted to anyways. They always could just, deny you access, but it makes it a lot easier for them to do it now. And they say, well, we're not sure. We weren't sure it was you, So a lot of them are requiring, face scans and everything to have on record that that's your bank account or that's your medical records or that's your this or that. It's, I went to a doctor not too long ago and they said right on the thing that instead of the doctors taking notes, they're just going to record your voice, telling them all the stuff, which is a huge, huge violation of privacy because there are doctors that you could tell a doctor something personal and they have to put something in the note while you're there for treatment. But they can just say, have this condition. This condition has been diagnosed. But in order for them to get to that diagnosis, you're telling them all this personal stuff so that they have all the symptoms and they know. And so all that personal information is being recorded in your voice. All your personal secrets just being recorded. And I saw that on the consent form. I said, I do not consent to this. And they said, oh, we'll turn it off and we'll take notes. Yeah, you darn right will. But I'm glad that I was alerted to that. So that, you just have to be careful what you say anywhere. Even on the phone. I mean, we've been being recorded on the phone all the time. It was a huge deal for me to come out on the internet when I first came out here. I guess it's been 3.5 years or so now. Because I'm a privacy type of person that I value my privacy type of thing. But I figured, at this point in the game, you have no privacy. I mean, what's the difference here? Because every time you call for anybody, you're being recorded. You call in a maintenance request for your apartment, I'm being recorded. You call, the bank. You call your doctor's office. Why do you want to make the appointment? What are your symptoms? You're being recorded. It's been that way for so long, and with the security cameras everywhere you go. I mean, I still have not gotten in front of the camera, but it's not really from an institution reason. It's more from a stalking reason, I mean, I don't know. It's a sad state of affairs that we're living in. But people just still don't even get it. Going back to this woman. She was obviously a liberal the way she spoke. you can tell. Irate because they're losing control, but still blaming capitalism at the same time. They're not blaming who's really doing this, right? More imbeciles in this world than there are smart ones, that's for sure.